Hey guys, how you doing? This is one of those videos that I make when I think I'm feeling this way, so I bet other people are feeling it too. What I've been feeling the last couple of days especially is overwhelmed with the world's situation. You know, it seems like no matter what we do, no matter what letters and emails we do, and no matter how many protests we go to and campaigns we do, that the elite and the new world order is coming in regardless of what we do. And sometimes you feel like just stop fighting, figure out a way to just like kind of be invisible and just like continue living. And I felt like leaving Australia for moments on end, very briefly. Okay, I'm not leaving, but it's that feeling of helplessness, and I get it. I feel it. I feel it often, actually. Sometimes when, people are talking about the state of the world, I just have to walk away because it's just too much. I just can't fathom how we're going to, fix this, And then what I do is I realize that, well, no, because I refuse to live in that society, and I don't want to go into a paddock in the middle of nowhere and just pretend like everything's okay and live like a way I don't want to live. I don't want to leave Australia, so I'm like, well, I'm really not left with any other option but to keep fighting. There's just no other option. It's like, it doesn't matter how overwhelming it gets, we have to pick ourselves up and keep going, because this is a strategy. They have all the resources and we do not. They're going to keep going regardless of what we do. However, there will be a tipping point, and we are going to be that tipping point. And they want us to get tired and give up. They want us to think that it's helpless, right? And if we start thinking like that, then they're on their way to victory, right? We can't let that happen, okay? So take a break, take a big deep breath, and keep going. The other suggestion I have to help with this overwhelming feeling is to restrict the content that you're intaking, okay? Now, both sides of politics use fear and drama to get clicks and views and interaction and comments and things like that. We've all done it, in the past. And so it's really important to recognize how you feel when you intake certain content. So if there's a channel or a person that you're following that every time you see their content you feel like defeated and you feel like we can't do this, I suggest unfollowing that person or that channel, or restricting how many times you visit it. Concentrate on the channels that give you solutions and actions and try to empower you even in the most difficult of times. I'm not trying to plug myself here. There are some fantastic channels out there that empower and unite and give solutions to people. And so I really suggest that you really see what type of content you're intaking and restrict that. I've had to do that myself, even with conversation with people and friends and things like that. But it really does help, because if you're taking in content of things that you can't fix, things that you can't have an impact on, it's just going to get you down. It's just going to really get you down. So, have one day a week where you don't look at any news or any channels or even RDA, right? Have one day a week where you just have a refuge from all of it or something. But find a way to cope with all the content, because we are content rich but solutions poor, and we need to change that, and we need to take accountability for what we're intaking, the content that we're intaking. Because there are so many people that, of course, have jumped into the freedom movement and want to be a part of it, and there's so many different angles. So just figure out which ones you resonate with, which ones make you feel good after you receive or watch or read their content, and maybe just stick to those ones. It's just a personal suggestion. I'm doing it myself, so I'm not giving you advice that I'm not following myself, because the federal election's coming up in 2 months, and we don't have time to get overwhelmed, and we don't have time to think that we can't achieve this, because we can. We can. I mean, look at the world. Look at what's going on. Truth is coming out here, there, and everywhere. It might have taken longer than we thought, But good always prevails, guys. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year or in 10 years' time. I don't know. But good does always prevail. I'm a believer in God, and I believe that He's in charge here. And so it's our job as His people, His believers, or just people, even if you don't believe in God, to do what we can. And feeling helpless is not going to achieve that. So guys, I know it's overwhelming. I know the world's problems are overwhelming. I feel it too. Just so you know, I'm not invincible. I know I try to come across as strong and all this sort of stuff, but trust me, in the quiet hours of the night, I feel the same thing you do. Sometimes I wake up with knots in my stomach, and I wake up not rejuvenated at all. I feel as tired as I did when I went to sleep. I know, but I'm going to push through. And if I can push through, so can you, because I'm not superhuman. I'm not special. I'm just a human being just like you. So if I can do it, so can you. And I know you can, because I know I've said this many times, but when we start feeling hopeless and helpless, that's when they'll start winning. So it's your job and my job to stay hopeful, okay? So be hopeful. We have a chance. Another reason why there's a bit of a lull, I think, in activity is that a lot of people have had to get the jabs because of the mandates, and maybe they're feeling disenfranchised with the freedom movement. They feel like they don't belong or something, but that's baloney. You totally belong. Anyone belongs if they want to be a part of it. Anyone is welcome. And we're fighting for your right to not get the third, the fourth, the fifth, and whatever else comes, the digital ID, the social credit system, the blah, blah, blah. We're still fighting for all of that. So it doesn't matter at what point you've decided to be a part of the freedom movement, or if you did something that was against your moral compass. You're still here, we're still here, and we got this. See you guys. Be hopeful.